I think, yeah, it's true. I think the main thing, I really do think this, the main reason they don't like this game right now is really because of how, like, that evolution of combat nonsense. It's like, I understand. You want to stick into the old, shitty looking era because I was there. I used to play when it looked like that. It used to look like '07. I understand that fully. But with over time, it looks different. It's gonna feel different. Any true game, if you look at it, is gonna feel different over time. Like they're gonna be like, okay, like I hated when they said that shit. When they were like, oh, evolution of combat was a bad idea. Nah, maybe in the beginning, like how it is now is way different than how it came out back in like what 2012, 11 ish. Like back then it was kind of slow. Certain things should have been already implemented. True. But if we look back then, you didn't have to move around like how you do now with bosses and certain other things. So it's like now PVM now feels better than how it was back then. Like Raksha with the range, with those rapid fire boots, you can move around while using rapid fire. Yes, that is 100% true. That should have been implemented a long time ago. But now that it's here, it's like, alright, well, I'm glad that it's here. It feels like it should have been already here a million years ago. True. The Staff of Armadale is fucking old. General Khazard and Lucian and all that bullshit. Yeah. Sliskate, it's a god-killing weapon. True. Should have had been here a long time ago, maybe, but now that it's here, it's like, okay, it feels like it should have been here a long time ago. It's like certain things, it feels like it should have already been here. Which is the cool thing about it. Like, they make the game make it. They make all these new things like it should have already been here. So when you do play it now, it's like, damn, this feels amazing. It feels so much easier. Like the vulnerability bomb thing, like having it in your bar versus like you can change like how it like you don't have to right click and target where to throw it no more. It just throws it automatically in front of the target, which makes it so much easier. Like like that, I can just click it from the bar. I don't have to right click, maybe miss it. You get what I'm saying? So it just makes it so much easier for the player to use what's already here and makes it so much easier for the player because like like certain things, like what's it called, like there is certain things that really should have never like took too long to like get out into the game. And I think that's one of the main things like I don't think they were like enjoying, because back then really, man, the bosses were really different. Back then the bosses didn't really do anything. They just stood still and attacked you. Like if you look at God of War's 1, it really was a mad simple time. All the bosses really did was just stand there and attack you. Some of them may have had like little unique abilities, and then that was probably it. Hold on, let me get this over with. Oh my god, I threw a bleed on it. There we go. But yeah, now that we have different types of bosses, it really equals out to a whole different type of game. And it's like I don't understand. It's like when I like back then I was like, dog, this evolution of combat makes the game look like World of Warcraft. It makes it look like every other game, which is true, which is 100% true. But I would say this: the fact that the combat in this game, it doesn't feel out of place. Like if you see what I'm trying to like say, it feels like it should have been here. Because if you look at like old school RuneScape, there was some times where it was like, damn, can I just heal off in a, like if the boss does an ability that like you can't escape, can't I like negate that like that move? And I don't know if Disruption Shield was back then. Like I don't know when that came out, but it was like, oh shit. Like Defenders. What did Defenders really do? You get what I'm saying? It's the Defender is supposed to defend you. But does it really do anything in old school? Not really. It's just a shield in an offhand. That's really all it was. That's all it did. But now, defenders actually do something. You get what I'm saying? Like, they have little passive effects. Just like the Arcane Spirit Shield. Like, look at the Spirit Shields. Like, the Spirit Shields do a lot in this game. Reduces damage by 30 by the cost of your prayer. Look at Defenders. Defenders now, because everybody knows what the Dragon Defender is. Now, all we have all the way up to the Calphite King. There's a Calphite Queen, yeah. And then in old school, they were like, is there a king? Yeah, because queen, you're going to have a king. King, queen. You get what I'm saying? Now that we have a defender, it does a lot more. It blocks a good amount of damage, 50 to 95, and it grants accuracy. It has a shield ability, like it acts as a shield, so it's like it does so much more. And the abilities don't go, they're not flashy, they're not too flashy that make you, like, you know how like Genshin Impact or Perfect World International, it's super subtle. I think that's one of the like cooler things about it. Like it's super subtle. Like if you wanted to Residence, like even the names for it sounds cool. Like let me just use the frequency of their attack and heal me for it. Like come on, like they got certain cool shit. Reflect, it gives you it represents a shield around you that you're reflecting. You feel me? Then you got Barricade. And it was so cool because they took it like what? They took the Spartan, like you know how they would like cage up like into a ball? That's Spartan moves. So it like they have like cool little things like immortality. It looks like ECB, but this was before the ECB was a thing. You get what I'm saying? You got Preparation, which is just like the little icon. Man, it's so much shit. So it's like it's just little intricacies that make it apparent, that makes it feel like it was always part of the game. I think that's one of the main things. Like, you know, Preparation, or no, Anticipation, sorry, Anticipation. Like, it's, and it gives cool little descriptions. Focus your mind to anticipate an incoming attacks, right? Like, what's it called? Like, you know, in Dragon Ball Z, when Goku is like they crack their neck, like, bro, like before every fight in Dragon Ball Z, they would crack their neck. They'd be like, alright, y'all boys, let's get it. Look what they, like, you can hear the crack of the neck. Oh, let me turn the sound effects up. Let me just show you. Bro, it's what is it, sound effects? Look at this. Like, you know how they always crack their neck? Alright, let's get it. And he goes into a fighting stance automatically. Like, come on, man. You can't tell me that shit ain't cool. It reduces all damage by 10%, and then you're immune to stuns in the meantime. You get what I'm saying? When Goku was anticipating the fight, he ain't, you know he ain't getting stunned for no... he ain't getting stunned. Like, look, like, see if you can hear it again. Like, come on, man. That shit hard. That shit hard. That shit is hard as fuck. So it's like, when they talk about, like, getting into the game, you just gotta get into the game. And it's true, it's like, if because like here's the thing. The funny thing about like EoC versus like pre-EoC is that they took away how it looked from old school. So how you're supposed to fight now in RS3 is supposed to be with your bar. They made all the moves so it looks for the bar. Like it's meant to be for the bar. But if you want to play pre-EoC, the moves look a little weirder. It looks a little whacker. It looks whack. Let's just be real here. Like, you know what would be interesting? If they took how... Like, you know how old school with the whip? It looked menacing when they hit you with the whip. You get what I'm saying? With the Abyssal Tentacle or like the Abyssal Whip? Vine Whip, Abyssal Scourge. Imagine if they went whoosh, instead of like how it looks now. It looks dumb. It looks dumb how it looks now. Like, imagine if the auto attacks looked good. Like how they did in old school. Or how it used to look. Like when you go for a crossbow, it will go... Instead of... You get what I'm saying? It just makes it look better. So I would say... Like, the main thing... is just get used to all the skills that you have to get used to. And it's gonna take time. You're not gonna pick it up in a day. Maybe. But you're not gonna... It's an overtime thing. You gotta learn what each skill does. You gotta get used to the abilities. And don't play... Like Revolution. Try to get used to your abilities and using your fingers to make it go. Start learning rotations. Start learning how long the abilities last. Start learning how the system works. And it just makes it so much easier.